So what we're going to do today is go through Assetto Corsa Rally settings for the AYN Thor. This thing is running a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, and as you can see, it's running the game pretty well. So what we're going to do is just find out how we can actually get it to this stage, and let's just start by going into settings. And then we want to just set the game resolution down to 960 by 544. And then we want to go into the environment variables because we're going to be doing a state cache and a shader cache. Enabling these caches is just going to will help us reduce the stutter in the game. And so you can copy the values that I have in the description below as well. This should help you do it much quicker. So firstly, just on the left side, we want to have the dxvk.config, and on the right side of that is the dxvk.stateCache equals true. Then on the left side, we got the master shader cache disable. We want to set this to false. And now we're just going to have some optional ones here, which is going to have the Mesa disk cache single file set to 1, which will just help us reduce the number of files that the shader cache is going to produce. And then also another optional one, just my top value that I had set there, which is a dxvk_HUD. Just set this to compiler, which will allow us to see how these changes are actually taking effect. Put the compatibility layer to Proton 10.0 ARM64X2, and then down in the translation params, I'll just have all this linked in the description as well, just because there are quite a few here to list off. And next, we want to just go down to the GPU driver. We're just going to do the good old classic 25.3 R11. And the dxvk version to 2.4.1 async. And now this is the most critical part, which is the VKD 3D version. We're going to set this to none because the devs essentially made this DX11 compatible, which means that we don't have to try to push DX12 through this thing, so leave it set to none. Now set your effects version, set that one just to 2025 1217. This is just the latest one that I tested on, and everything runs fine there. So we're just going to run the game now. So once you've loaded into the game, go into the settings, then go down to video, and in video we'll just make sure that, of course, the resolution is going to be set probably to automatic, but we can set it to 544 just to be sure. And then set the frame limit to 30 FPS because we don't need the game to be trying to push any more frames than 30 frames. Now we can head over to the next tab, and here we want to set the presets to very low. And after we do that, we can come down and turn the motion blur off, if it's not already set to off, that is. Then we will come down to the anti-aliasing and put this at TAA. This gives us the most performance essentially. We could turn it off, but it does look a little bit horrible. And we want the resolution scale set down to 50%. Now when it comes to the texture quality, I haven't seen any real performance hit by changing this from low to ultra. So if you want, you can put it ultra and have a test and see if it's running close to 30 FPS, or you can just leave it set to low, medium, high, whatever you want. What you will see is as you're going through the game and taking a look at, I guess, if you're monitoring the FPS, you can set some of these other settings to anything other than low or the very low preset, so you can test around and see what works for you. But I've found that just having the texture quality set high and then coming into this super resolution and put the super resolution on 0, this sharpens up this TAA image. because we've set these settings, these like I guess set these values now, it's going to crash the first time we run the game, or we try to even load the game. So after it does crash, I just recommend resetting the device. Once you reset the device, we're going to come back into the game, and we won't have a crash from here when trying to load into the game. A bug does exist currently where sometimes it will crash when we are exiting out into a menu after playing the game, but it should have been eliminated in this 0.2 version for Assetto Corsa Rally, but I have encountered it sometimes still while playing on PC or on this. So yeah, when we're actually in the game now, we can see that in the bottom left hand corner, we can see that the shaders are compiling, and the shader cache essentially is going to ensure that we don't have to do this shader compilation every time. So as we're running, you'll see here they've got all the flashing like shader cache is building, it's compiling, sorry, and essentially this is going to create little micro stutters while we're playing the game. So when we restart the level, as I'll show you now, in this we're going to see that it's no longer showing up. You can see here it's no longer showing the shader compilation, and we could even restart the game fully, even turn off the device and go back into the game, and it's not going to be doing this shader compilation anymore. But it will happen every time that you run a new level. You will see this coming up each time, but then the next time that you actually go into the stage, it will not be showing. So it's just a lot faster to run it. So yeah, I hope you found this useful. This is probably a little bit more in depth than you would see with the usual tutorial for GameHub and settings, as we've added some environment variables. So yeah, please let me know in the comments what you think, and if you want me to do another video of another game, if you have any suggestions, let me know.